Michael, thanks for joining us on today's episode. Basically, just talking about local businesses. So, I actually want to first introduce Michael. We met a couple of years ago. I helped him move into his first property as a lease. And ever since then, we've been in touch. He's a great person. We chatted a little bit about his business and how he helps clean residential and commercial space. We got acquainted a couple of years ago, and ever since then, he's been great. I've been chatting with him, and now he just started the service of cleaning up snow as well on people's driveways and basically around their house. That's a very unique service that I know a lot of people could use. Without any further introduction, I'm going to just let Mike talk about what he does and first of all, why this business, Michael? What made you start it?
Honestly, it was the overhead. The overhead for a cleaning business, as opposed to having to rent a space or whatever, is super low. It's basically detailed, tedious work people don't like to do. So I figured I'm very capable and able to come into someone's house, come into someone's business, and give them the service that they need.
The idea of not having overheads definitely helps put those costs, lower those costs to customers.
Lower those costs, yeah. They're still there, but they're not as apparent as they would be having a second property to store my equipment or to have my own home office or to have my own office, right?
Absolutely. So I know we met in Mississauga. Which areas do you service now?
I service, the GTA, Mississauga, Brampton. I do Oakville, Milton. I do travel. I go to Hamilton, Brantford. Today, actually, this afternoon, I will be going to Brantford.
What is the type of service that you usually do most commonly within?
A lot of the flips, home flips, right? So I'm working with a lot of realtors through Mississauga mainly, where I go in and I do like pre-move cleanings, right?
Gotcha.
So if someone's moving out, I go in, I clean the property, their photographer comes in, takes the pictures, and then they post them on MLS or wherever they post them, right? So I'm there to I do like pre-market cleaning.
Got it. That is a huge one because right before listing a property, I know the kind of deep cleaning that's required to
Yes.
make it show well, and if that is what you're doing, it's evident that you pay close attention to detail.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's the detail and the tedious work, right? And for homeowners who may watch this video, it's very important for them to actually keep their property in decent shape for when they do want to sell it, because I have been into many properties where the condition of the house is just very, very poor, and a lot of extra work needs to go in, work that can't be fixed by a cleaner, let's say. Now you got to call in contractors to do bigger things.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that point up because I see that very frequently when I list properties. We have to wait a good 2 weeks just to get the place decluttered and fully cleaned up before even thinking about listing it. And so that also kind of clarifies the fact that you don't just do one-time cleanups, you do regular cleanups if need be as well.
Of course, yeah.
Right. So what drives you to do better with the cleanups and just your?
Well, I'm not, I can't say picky, but I'm very, very, I just like knowing I do the best that I can do, right? And to make people happy, right? So those are the most important things, right?
Gotcha.
I mean, I don't go in there to rush to get out, right? I go in there to do what needs to be done, make sure my realtor is satisfied, and then I leave.
Makes sense.
Makes it easier too to know you build that good rapport with your clients, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's to give them your trust, right?
Yeah.
So I've been working with my main realtors probably for about two years.
Okay.
So it's not just an overnight process, right? Where I'm just picking up new ones. I do pick up new ones, yes, but my main ones are the ones that always come back to me, right?
Got it. So you've been in the business for about 2 years then?
Cleaning in general 4. I started my business in 2016. I just felt it was time for a change. Working paycheck to paycheck on a set schedule, it's kind of tough, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna be in charge of my own future, it's easier to do it on my terms, where I can pick and choose my business, pick and choose my hours of work, pick and choose, what I need to do.
Yes, yes, I agree. And
So
I'm
it gives
glad.
me that financial freedom, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it lets you do what you're passionate about, which is awesome. I can tell. Has there been anything that has surprised you the most when owning a business?
Well, lots. I mean, you are working 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, because your mind just doesn't stop. You want to figure out how to expand. You want to figure out how to do this. You want to figure out how to do that. So, I mean, for me, it was just like your brain just doesn't rest,
Yeah.
right? And as we're speaking now, my mind is still going as to, you know, what I can do to make, to meet my next customer, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope we still have your attention right now, though.
Oh, to
Um,
100%.
amazing, amazing.
But
So,
this is just how it is, right?
yeah,
Being your own boss, right?
yeah,
Especially in a time of a pandemic where you would think a service like cleaning is very important, but in the same breath, it's the last thing on a lot of companies' minds
yeah. You're absolutely right.
because of the finances, right?
Yeah, yeah. But
So,
I think people should take it more seriously,
oh
given.
yes, now more than ever, right?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So, do you actually disinfect places and
Yep.
um,
I have all the equipment. I have a lot of Health Canada products that beauty shops actually use, which I use to disinfect.
right?
Whatever I'm cleaning, right?
Gotcha. So, in terms of your customers and clients, what is the one, like, what are maybe one or two things that they've liked the most about the service you provide?
The detail and my personality. I get along with everybody, and I try to work with everybody as equal as I can. There's no favorites. Everybody gets the same treatment, right?
Amazing, yeah, and that's key. And from the time I've known you, Mike, you've always been someone easy to talk to, and always there when I have questions or concerns
Yes.
about it. So that's
Thank you.
always good to have. Absolutely. In terms of when you first started, what was it like for all those new business owners out there?
It was tough. I'm not gonna lie. I was working 7 days a week, 365 days a year. When I first started, I was cleaning restaurants. So restaurants are open 7 days a week. So you got to be there at beck and call 7 days a week.
Yeah,
And it took me a while to downsize my business to where I didn't need to work in restaurants and work 7 days a week anymore. And that's where I'm at now, right? I've tried to eliminate the food industry,
gotcha.
only because the work there doesn't stop, and that's not a problem. It's just I didn't have a staff. I was a one-man crew, right?
Right.
Just to keep my overhead to where I needed it to survive, right?
Yeah.
Especially in a time when you're starting a new business. Pre-COVID, I was doing really well, and then COVID hit. A lot of my customers were non-essential, so they had to shut down. And again, they're shut down today, right? Still shut down.
Yeah.
And you have to improvise. You have to make ways to survive as a business, right? and
100%.
and through all this, I think I've maintained that well, with the help of my customer base that I still do have, and with the services I have added, right? I would, in the summertime, I would go out, start first thing in the morning. I would go out and clean windows. I would just go to shops and clean windows. I would do that 7 days a week, or 5 days a week, sorry. Then the winter came, and I was like, I need to figure out another way to make money. So I went out, bought myself a piece of heavy equipment there last week, and I'm just canvassing, getting, little business calls for houses, right?
Yeah.
I'm signing little contracts or agreements. I wouldn't call them contracts. That end March 31st. So that covers the whole winter season, where these customers don't have to worry about going outside at 5 a.m. plowing their driveway because there was a snowstorm.
Right. Right.
That's where I come in, right?
It's amazing how you took those small baby steps, and
Yeah.
one thing led to another just because of sheer hard work. What do you do to keep yourself motivated and encourage yourself to do better?
Uh, I have goals. Obviously, they're on hold like a lot of people's now during this time. But I have my kids, right? My kids are my life. I mean, I've been a single father, raising them, since they were 3 and 4 years old.
Yeah,
So I mean, they're 21 and 20 now, but they still need me here. So they're my motivation. They always have been, right? They always
amazing.
will be,
That's
right?
that's very inspiring. Absolutely. And then that's how it should be. So in terms of requests, have there been any odd requests that you've got in terms of clients or or
No,
services?
no, it's that's for cleaning. It's pretty straightforward,
Makes
right? Yeah,
sense.
it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's hard for me to gain trust of a lot of people because not every guy goes into someone's house and cleans it. It's it is a female dominated industry when it comes to home cleaning. So you have to gain a trust with your customer, to let them know they can trust you to go into their house and clean it with maybe with them not even there. I've gained the trust of so many customers. They give me lockbox codes. They let me go into their house and do what I need to do, and that's it, right?
In terms of what you do, what are some of the things that people don't know you do with the services you provide?
Well, as of recently, it would be the winter maintenance. That was something I just added probably in the last couple of weeks. I drew up an agreement, and I've been, busting my butt trying to find some business. The window cleaning, like my business card is older, so it's kind of outdated. But I also do like I don't know if you can see it, but it has all the services I add on the back. So I do have a carpet cleaning service as well. I do have floor buffing services. So I have all the heavy equipment needed for a single man cleaning crew, to come
Amazing.
in and suit all different types of needs. If somebody wants to have a party post COVID, and they need someone to come in first thing in the morning and clean up their banquet hall or whatever, call me. I do all those kinds of things. Little things people don't even think about, right?
Gotcha. So anything to do with cleaning and maintenance?
Anything, yeah, anything to do with cleaning, even property maintenance. I do basic landscaping as well. I mean, I'll go maintain properties, cut grass, things like that. I won't pot flowers or anything of that sort. But as for like in the summertime, if you need someone to take care of your grass, I can do that for you. You know.
Amazing, amazing. So is it just yourself at the moment, or is
It
it?
is. Yeah, I was looking to add a staff member just before COVID when things were doing really well, and then COVID hit. I was right at that point where I was thinking, oh, I could hire somebody, and then we took a step back, a big
I'm
step.
sure it's
I
good.
mean, I went from we'll say about 15 contracts down to 2 overnight.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I mean, when I say the 13 that I lost or that are on hold, we'll say they're all non-essential, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when they're non-essential, you can't control going in there and cleaning anymore when they don't need it, when they don't have staff there, right?
yeah. They don't have the revenue either.
Or the revenue, yeah. So I mean,
Absolutely.
so it
Um,
sucked. I'm not going to say it didn't suck,
yeah,
but you just push forward, right? You got to think of other ways, and that's where I come
absolutely.
back to saying my mind never stops, right?
Absolutely. So what would you say your goal is for next year?
Well, when all this ends, I want to maintain the customers I had pre-COVID and add to getting more. And if I do get the customers I've had in the past back, like if they reopen, then my business is going to strive because I've actually added about 3 or 4 customers during COVID as well. So we're going from 15 to 20 plus the other services I provide.
Wow. So it's gonna get quite busy and
It may, it
yeah,
really may, and that's the hope, that's the intention, and that's the goal.
yeah, I'm sure it will. How do people get in touch with you, Mike? If they wanna, what's the best way to contact you?
Um, Throwing me an email. I'll leave you my email address to maybe pin up onto your page or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Email always works, but even directly, my cell phone number. Just shoot me a text. Let me know who you are. Let me know how you got my contact information. Then we'll go from there.
Awesome, awesome. And I will reference your contact info in the video.